The mornings are getting chillier here in Tennessee, and I'm in the mood for a cozy brunch dish this weekend. I'm Whitney from Sweet Cayenne, and today I'm going to show you how to make cheddar grits with cinnamon apples and crispy turkey sausage. This is one of my all-time favorite brunch recipes, and I can't wait for you to try it. To start out, you're going to need some old-fashioned stone ground grits. I got mine at Trader Joe's, and I know you can order them online too. If you're in a pinch, it's okay to use quick cooking grits. Just know that they'll have a slightly different texture and be smoother than the stone ground. Let's make some.
Now you want to get your prep work done first, so you'll start out by grating 1.5 cups of white cheddar cheese. You could also use regular cheddar if that's what you have. Next, you'll want to thinly slice 3 medium apples. Use any sweet, crisp apple. Honeycrisp, Fuji, Pink Lady are some of my favorites. And then you'll want to bring 3.5 cups of water to a boil, and once that gets boiling, you'll add in 1 cup of stone ground grits. Now if you're using quick cooking grits, just follow the package instructions on those. Give the grits a good stir, turn the heat down to low, and then place the lid on. You'll cook them this way for 15 minutes, but you want to stir them occasionally because they tend to stick to the bottom, and the more often you stir them, the creamier your grits will be. Add 1 cup of milk, I used 1% here, and then continue cooking the grits over low heat for an additional 12 to 15 minutes until they're creamy and soft. You want to keep stirring them occasionally during this part. When the grits are done, you'll add 3 tablespoons of butter and then stir in all of your grated cheese slowly as you continue to heat it on low. Once all the cheese is melted in and incorporated, you can remove your pot from the heat. Now I like to prepare the apples and sausage while the grits are cooking. So for the apples, you'll start out by melting 3 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet. Once the butter melts, add in all of your chopped apples. Cook them for about 7 to 8 minutes, stirring occasionally until they are tender and translucent. Once the apples are nice and soft, you'll add 5 tablespoons of dark brown sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir all of that up until it's well incorporated. When the apples are done, just place them in a nice serving bowl, cover it with foil, and then keep it warm on the stove top while your grits finish cooking and while you make the crispy turkey sausage crumbles. I like to use the same skillet for the turkey sausage, so just wipe it lightly with a damp paper towel. Next, you'll want to brown the turkey sausage over medium heat until it's cooked through. This will take about 8 to 10 minutes and is usually what I do during that second part of cooking the grits after I've added the milk. When it's cooked through, you'll add a couple of tablespoons of maple syrup, followed by a few dashes of hot sauce. Stir this over low heat and cook it another minute or 2. The maple syrup and hot sauce will get crispy around the edges of the sausage crumbles.
Okay, so we've got everything we need to put our grits bowls together. I like to serve these buffet style when I make it for family and friends. That way everybody can top their own bowl and build it whichever way they want. So you start off with the creamy cheddar grits. Oh, these look so amazing. They're got just the right texture and cheddar cheese flavor. I look forward to making this breakfast like all summer long. This is the first thing I make when the weather starts to cool off in the fall, and it's kind of an unusual dish, and so it's really fun when I get to make it for family and friends that have never had it before. So then you just put those syrupy cinnamon apples right on top of the grits, and be sure to drizzle some of that delicious cinnamon brown sugar syrup on top. And then for the savory part, the salty sweet combo, we do that delicious maple turkey sausage that's got a little bit of hot sauce. And there we have it. There is our beautiful fall-themed grits bowl. And it's time for me to take a bite. I've been thinking about this all day long. So you want to get a little bit of each element in every bite. A little bit of grits, a little bit of apple, a little bit of sausage. And here we go. Yes, this is what I wanted. Exactly what you want on a cold, chilly morning. With a cup of coffee. It's just perfect. Once you try this recipe, I guarantee it's going to be your go-to cozy brunch all fall and winter long. I've got everything you need to make these cheddar grit bowls listed in the description below, including a printable version of the recipe. I'd love it if you give the recipe a try and then let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, and in the meantime, since breakfast is made, why don't you check out my lunch playlist over here, and I'll see you in the next video.